Welcome to Tilting with Roto, and thank you to everyone for joining. Please do note we will be recording this webinar. Now let's introduce the Roto team with whom you will be interacting today. Speaking now, I'm Jürgen. I'm the Director of Product Innovation and responsible for the Euro team. Bill is our Euro Product Manager and Application Engineer, responsible for our local product assortment and product application in PVC and timber. Mark is our Euro Product Engineer, responsible for aluminum applications and general applications for PVC, alu, and timber. And finally, Amanda is our in-house marketing specialist, responsible for all marketing content and advertising. During the session, please send any questions or comments in the chat, and Amanda will compile them later on, and we will review them once we conclude this webinar. Our brief overview of our agenda today, we'll be discussing briefly the market data, more about Roto, vinyl, wood, and fiberglass tilt and turn applications, aluminum applications, and finally the conclusion. So let's get right into it. So the numbers presented here are based on the latest DACA report, which was released in April 2022. Year on year from 2019, we have had continuous growth in the window industry, resulting in a 13% growth. Tilt and turn windows currently account for 4% of windows sold in the North American market. Looking at tilt and turn in further detail, we can also see the exceptionally strong growth of 93% from 2019 to 2021. Of this, PVC grew 58% from 2019, showing us this is the most popular material in use in the North American market, very similar to the European market. Our Roto Tilt and Turn hardware works with most, if not all, profile systems on the market. If not, we have a team of engineers that can design and develop specific parts for any new profile system out there. Over and above this, we also offer customization to certain products to allow company branding to be added to certain components. PVC and wood applications do differ from aluminum, but I will let Bill and Mark elaborate on that. Moving on to about Roto. Since being founded in 1935, Roto Frank has been servicing the German window and door market and has grown to service over 55 countries worldwide, with a high-quality tilt and turn product, as well as other complementary products, including North American-style products and components. Founded in Stuttgart, in the same innovation hub as Porsche, Bosch, Mercedes, and many more, it has become the global leader in tilt and turn hardware technologies, all based on innovative design, high-quality production, and customer-focused approach. We are proud to bring this product to the North American market. What sets us apart from our competition is that we pioneered the tilt and turn hardware and focus on continued innovation to ensure we offer the best solution for our customers now and in the future. We can proudly say we have sold more than 500 million sets of hardware worldwide. With worldwide production facilities in Germany, Austria, Hungary, and more around the world, we can ensure supply stability with the highest quality product. All our products are manufactured within the Roto group of companies to ensure sustained quality, resulting in ultimate customer satisfaction. Roto of North America has almost been in business for 50 years in the fenestration market. With 2 local fabrication plants in the US and in Canada, we produce specifically for North American market designs of casement hardware, hung hardware, and sliding door hardware. We have been awarded first place in best market performance 3 times and second place 4 times by Roto Germany. And we have been selected as Middlesex County Chamber of Commerce Manufacturer of the Year in 2019 for Connecticut. Now it's time to focus on the tilt and turn windows, and we will start with Bill Shipman. Bill, over to you.
Thank you, Jürgen. Well, we're going to talk today about the new Roto NX system. As Jürgen mentioned, Roto is the pioneer for tilt and turn systems. We have innovation over several product generations. If you look down below, you'll see it started with the Roto N, the Roto Record, Roto Axial, then the first Roto NT system, Tilt&Turn system that was introduced into the North American market, which was the Centro. Our current system, which is NT, and the new system, which we're integrating this year and into next year, called the Roto NX. This system is attuned to market and customer requirements and is the new hardware system based on the Roto NT system. The Roto NX has evolved from the tried and tested classic Roto NT system. It has a high application variety. It has custom adaptation options for different security requirements. It's coated with RotoSill level 6 surface protection for outstanding corrosion resistance, and all Roto NX Tilt&Turn components offer a 10-year warranty. Roto NX offers unique innovations for security, home automation, large glass surfaces, manufacturing optimization, and efficiency increases. It provides window manufacturers and retailers with a secure investment. In the efficiency category, Roto NX is easy and fast to assemble. The number of items has been reduced from the previous system, which minimizes storage and logistics costs. And it has a very, very high product quality. For security, Roto has a new feature called Tilt Safe, which offers extended burglary protection in the tilt position. The burglary inhibition in accordance with RC2, which is resistance class 2, is achieved using several different additional components such as the lockable handle. Roto NX is the best option for safely processing high loads and has high product quality and depth of product range, which makes the hardware system extremely reliable and versatile. As we mentioned earlier, there are basic security levels, and then there's RC1, 2, and 3, which are burglary resistance classes. Roto NX has a high level of operating convenience, ease of handling, and optimum functionality. The NX system improves the living comfort through optimized ventilation properties and incorporated home automation systems. Roto NX ensures an attractive appearance with concealed screws, discrete cover caps, fine powder coatings, and it makes larger window formats possible for a modern room design. The maximum window height for the NX system has increased to 2,800 millimeters, which is about 110 inches tall. So the NX innovations at a glance, if we look at the different innovations, there's the hinge side P for vinyl windows, the hinge side T for wood windows with integrated night ventilation. We have the tilt safe window, which we just spoke about, high back set espagnolet, floating mullion sash espagnolet, the lifting mishandling device, mechanical balcony bullet door catch, and the V-locking cam. All of these components do have the RotoSill level 6 protection, and I'll go into each one of these categories now. The hinge side P for vinyl windows offers hinge side stay bearing and pivot rest for a sash weight of 130 kilograms, which is 287 pounds, up to 150 kilograms, which is 330 pound sash weight. It has standardized drilling and screw fixing patterns. There's no additional screw fixing for the 130 kilos like it was in the previous NT system. The stay bearing, pivot rest, and stay guide can be used left or right and has concealed screws for consistent appearance of the stay bearing. Hinge side P for vinyl windows also offers night ventilation now integrated into the sash stay. No additional frame component is necessary as it was in the NT system. It has stage taper action. Go back one. There you go. Stage taper action distributes necessary operating force through the closing process, which offers a very smooth handle rotation through the opening and closing process. High level operating convenience because the window could be closed effortlessly. There's also a large selection of cover caps for the stay bearing and the stay arms. The hinge side T is for wood windows. The hinge side stay bearing and pivot rest offer a sash weight of 150 kilos, 330 pounds. Again, the night ventilation is integrated into the sash stay, so there's no additional frame component necessary for night ventilation. And there's a large selection of colored cover caps for the stay bearing and the stay arm. The tilt safe window offers tilt safety in accordance with RC2. That's the second level of security. This can be operated manually or controlled electronically with the Roto eTech drive unit. 3 steel security strikers for tilt ventilation, and a tilt depth of up to 65 millimeters, which is about 2.5 inches. The high back set of spanulette, Roto calls this the easy mix system. So the faceplate and the gearbox and the lock casing are now disconnected from a back set of 25 millimeters and above. This configuration is in line with the requirements. Faceplate and the gearbox and the lock casing are connected without screws by conveniently clipping them into the easy mix system. Floating mullion sash spanulette for French windows. This provides uniform position of the strikers in the active and passive positions due to synchronous movement of the connecting rod and lever. The units or the components are delivered in the open position, which allows for fast cropping and easy installation in the sash. And now you have one jig for both sashes. The lifting mishandling device for the NX system has been improved. It offers fast correction in the event of incorrect release due to the adaptable spring. So the spring is now handed, not handed. You can go left or right with the spring. It has a robust mechanism for high level of durability. The mechanical balcony door bullet catch provides optimum positioning of the sash and frame, and due to the height adjustment of up to 7 millimeters on the sash component. It has a stable spring structure for long-term safety and improved run-in characteristics and a high retaining force. The new NX V-locking cam provides improved adjustment options for precise adjustment. It has marking on the cam to indicate the gasket compression adjustment, and that gasket compression is adjusted using a conventional 4 millimeter Allen key or hex key, so there's no special tools that are required to adjust that cam. It is also coated with the RotoSill Level 6 surface protection for maximum corrosion resistance. As we mentioned earlier, the RotoSill Level 6 protection is maximum protection with high level of durability. It's a long-term corrosion protection for connection and sliding elements under significant stress. It exceeds the requirements of the highest corrosion class in Europe, which is class 5. And again, all NX components offer a 10-year functional warranty. So the highlights of the NX system: it's production optimized system for economical processing. It has security for increased living comfort due to integrated night ventilation, safe ventilation in the tilt mode with the tilt safe window, and a contemporary window design with attractive hinge sides and cover caps.
Thank you, Bill, for that good information. Really appreciate your input. Now over to you, Mark. Mark?
Thank you, Jürgen. So we're going to start talking about the profile system design for aluminum tilt and turn. Here we have an example of a aluminum Euro chamber. You'll see the image in the middle of the page showing a cross-section view of a window assembly. In the red, you'll see the frame, and in the gray, you'll see the sash. There's main design criteria I want to mention here. The first is the sash groove, 15 millimeter at the top of the groove, 20 millimeter at the base of the groove. This is on the sash, and this is where your connecting rods or transmission bars will be installed. Second is the hardware axis would be 10 millimeters. This will be from the center of the sash groove to the inside edge of the frame. And the third criteria is the clearance between the sash and frame, which is 11.5 millimeters, or 12 millimeters is also acceptable. Off to the right, you'll see industry standard frame grooves. There's a VO1 frame groove and a VO2 frame groove. The main difference is the VO1 is slightly larger at the opening, 12 to 14 millimeters, and the VO2 groove is 10 to 11.5 millimeters. So it's a smaller version. The coupling technology for connecting the central locking system hardware. There are connecting rod geometry applicable for sash profiles with and without extended connecting rod C groove, or called ECC groove. In the image below, you'll see a connecting rod application. There's a little bullet point number 1 right there. It shows a section view of the connecting rod. In this case, it's made of aluminum. And they show you the sash groove, the standard sash groove, and below that, the ECC groove. They look very similar. There are a couple of minor differences, but the connecting rods work with both those grooves. The next point in coupling the hardware is the 10mm coupling points in the connecting rod. These are produced using a pneumatic punch. Now there's a second image off to the right-hand side that shows that pneumatic punch. It makes those holes in the connecting rod. Locking cams can be inserted into the connecting rod from underneath and will not fall out of the sash once installed into the sash groove. The next point is talking about the center lock and cams can be positioned to fit various size windows. So the first hinge I want to talk about is the Roto AL. This is the exposed hinge version. The product features about it. So these hinges will work for sash weights up to 200 kilograms or 440 pounds. They are designed for window elements with sash heights up to 2,700 millimeters tall, or approximately 106 inches. They allow 180-degree openings in turn mode, so you get a full opening there. They are small, compact hinge side components, and AL central locking system ensure a burglary protection up to RC3. This is according to the DIN European standard 1627 to 1630 for reference. There are many optional accessories. One being noted is the damped turn restrictor. And also these hinges have an easy hinge adjustment at the top hinge and at the bottom hinge. Here's the hardware overview, an example of a tilt-turn, standard 100 kg hinge, 220 pound capacity. In this illustration showing the complete hardware system on a window, number 1, I would like to talk about the handle options. They show 3 options in the image. You have a standard fork handle, or the flush encased gearbox plus handle. And there's actually a third in this item number 1, which is a escutcheonless handle, a very slim handle. Now these handles would then connect into item 2, which is the connector set, which then connects to item 3, which is the locking component set. So that's basically all the hardware on the jam side of the window, from your upper corner drive down to the lower tilt bolt at the bottom. After that, we've got item 4, which is a sash, stay, and hinge side. So this is your tilting arm at the top, your upper hinge, and your lower hinge. And lastly, point 5 are the hinges clamping in the frame groove. This shows the lower hinge clamping right into the frame groove. And there's a little screwdriver there. It's actually a Torx T25 to clamp that hinge into the groove. Next is the Roto AL Designo. These are the concealed hinges. Some features about these hinges is they allow sash weights up to 180 kgs or 397 pounds. They are certified according to QM 328. This is a quality performance rating within Germany for reference. The burglary inhibition possible up to RC3 level. This is according to the DIN European standard 1627, 1630. Which also meets the corrosion resistance class 5. The hinges you have a clampable hinge side and an upper sash stay. And you have a height, lateral, and gasket compression adjustment built into these hinges also. The hardware overview for Designo. Off to the right, you'll see another example of a window assembly. This is the 100 kg, 220 pound Designo system. So again, you'll have item 1, which are handle options, very similar to the prior exposed hinges. You have 3 handle options shown in there, which connect into a connector set, item 2, which then connects to item 3, the locking component set. 4 would be the sash stay in the hinge side. So you'll have your tilting stay arm at the top. You'll have your upper hinge assembly and your lower hinge assembly. Point number 5, and there's actually an image down below, shows the hinges with the clamping blocks. So this is the lower hinge clamping into the frame. You simply align, swivel, and lock it into the frame. And of course, you use a screwdriver to tighten it in place. Security components, hardware overview. There are locking cams for RC1 up to RC3 resistance class. So down below, I have some images here, and the first image says standard. This is a standard cam, which has gasket compression adjustment plus or minus a millimeter, which can simply be done with a 4mm hex key. Next to that, we have a security cam RC1, RC2 rating with gasket compression adjustment in the same manner. This RC1, RC2 cam has a mushroom top on it, so it kind of can hold strikers a little bit better. And the last one is the security cam RC3. This is a special made from a steel precision casting. It's all one piece. There's no adjustment, but it does meet the RC3 class requirements on a window. Then we talk about the handles. There's a wide selection of handles. There's some possible functionalities with these handles. Let's start with this. You have a lockable handle, which can have a rating from 40 to 100 Newton meters. This is the turning torque strength of the handle. Then you'll have a tilt first lockable handle for tilt first windows. Then we have an option of a secu stick style handle, a push button handle, and a 45-degree lock-in position handle. There's also a service handle, something that you want to remove from the window utilizing a reverse action espagnolet. And down below, I have 4 images here showing the looks of some of these different handles styles. So the first one is the Roto swing handle. It's kind of a curved, modern looking shaped handle. Then you have a Roto line geared handle. This is your typical fork style handle, very common. Then you would have a Roto line escutcheonless handle, a very minimalistic looking handle. And the last is a Roto line handle. This is a typical handle with a 7mm spindle in it. The applications and capacities. You can do many different window styles along with a tilt and turn window. In the aluminum sector, you can do a tilt first window with weight capacities up to 200 kg for exposed hinges and then 180 kilograms with the Designo hinges. And you can do a turn only window next. The weight rating for the exposed hinges is a little bit higher. It's up to 300 kgs, 661 pounds. With the Designo, you're still at the same weight rating, 180 kgs. The next type of window you could do is a tilt only or what we call a hopper window, 200 kgs with exposed hinges and 180 kgs with Designo hinges. And last is a floating mullion window, or commonly called a French window. Similar weight ratings with this window. So we'll hand it back over to Jürgen.
Thank you, Mark, for that information on ALU. And that concludes our presentation. Over to you, Amanda, for any questions or comments.
Sure. I have, is the window compliant with New York's 4-inch opening restriction?
Thank you. All right, I'll answer that question. We have an additional restrictor specifically certified and often has to be certified as well by the customer, that makes it compliant. It has to be a turn only window. It cannot be a tilt window or tilt and turn window. So it only applies if it's a turn only window with restrictor.
All right. Do you have a tilt first option?
I can answer that unless Bill wants to jump in there.
Sure, I can jump in there. Yeah, our tilt and turn windows support a variety of different shapes, sizes, and configurations. Obviously, there's standard tilt and turn. There's also tilt first. You can also do tilt only windows or turn only windows. And as I said, in many different shapes and sizes.
Thanks, Bill. Amanda?
Yep. Can the hardware accommodate triple glazing?
We saw the weight. I'll answer that briefly. Yes, so basically it all depends on the size of the window, obviously. We have the limitations as Mark described in his presentation, but yes, it's definitely doable to put a triple glazed item into our hardware.
How many RC classes does the hardware work with?
I'm going to hand that one over to Mark. Mark, can you answer that?
Sure. There's basically 4 resistance classes. We have a standard, an RC1, RC2, and RC3. And then Roto really, has different recommendations for hardware based on these resistance classes. And then what's interesting is usually as you go from your standard up to your higher classes, you're basically going to be gaining some performance out of your windows. So I'll say in North America here, when we get into impact rated windows and very high DP windows, you're looking at that RC2 type of hardware. Yeah, there's a short summary for you.
Thanks, Mark. Amanda?
Are plastic cover caps used on AL exposed hinges?
Mark, I'll give that over to you since it's Alu.
Yeah, in the aluminum system on the tilt turns, with the exposed hinges, they do not use the cover caps. The hinges come in a few different colors. You have your whites, your silver, your black. So you order the hinge based on what color you want. So they don't use a plastic cover cap in the aluminum window.
Thank you, Mark. Amanda?
Do locking handles offer key cylinders built into the handle?
I believe that might be a question for Mark.
So locking handles, they do come with a key, and that is a possibility.
Okay, very good. Amanda, over to you.
What is the maximum weight for tilt only aluminum windows?
I believe that was 200 kgs, but Mark, you'd have to reference that.
Yeah, for a tilt only, it's 200 kgs, yes.
Thank you. Okay, thanks for confirming. Amanda?
Unless there are any more questions, that should be it.
All right, fair enough. Thank you. So once again, thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to bringing you more presentations and webinars in the future. Special thank you to Bill, Mark, and Amanda for assisting in this webinar, and we look forward to seeing everyone again. Thank you very much, and
Thank you.
bye-bye.